So you're a first-time home seller, you're selling your first home, you put your house on the market, you got some showings, and you even received an offer that you accepted. What next? What do you do until closing? Hi, this is Carmen Couto Rivera, realtor at Villa Home in South Jersey. Okay, so you watched my first and second video on the quick tips for first-time home seller series, and you put your house on the market, you had some showings, you even accepted an offer. If you didn't see my first or second video, I've uploaded them on my website. Just click on the link below to watch them. And here's what happens next. Okay, step number one, once an offer is accepted, the agent, either the buyers or the sellers, will draw up a contract with the agreed terms that will be signed by buyers, sellers, and their agents. Depending on what type of sale it is, different forms may be used in addition to the standard New Jersey state contract. Number two, once the contracts are signed, they will be sent to the title company, usually selected by the buyer, or that they will be sent to a buyer and or seller's attorney. It's funny, in New Jersey, from Princeton on north, they use attorneys for closings, and from Trenton on south, they use title companies. I don't know why. If using attorneys, they will go back and forth with letters making revisions to the contract. Once the revisions are completed and agreed to by both parties, they will sign off on the attorney review letter, and attorney review will be completed. If you're using a title company, you won't have that formal attorney review procedure, but you do have the right to have an attorney review your contract. It is up to you. Once attorney review is completed, your house is officially under contract and no more showings. Number three, okay, so after attorney review is completed, the buyer will be sending their initial deposit to either the attorney or the title company, and your agent will be following up with that. The home inspection will then be scheduled. An inspector will come out and do a thorough inspection of your house from roof to basement, inside and out, and they will submit a full report of their findings to the buyer. Okay, so the buyer will review the report with their agent, and they may send you a list of requested repairs. You as the seller will review the list with your agent, and you will decide if you will make any or some of the repairs, or provide a credit, or do anything at all. It all depends. If you decide to make any repairs, you will then submit any receipts or invoices that you received. Make sure you use if you use a contractor, make sure they are insured and licensed. And I recommend that you take before and after pictures. And all this will be submitted to the buyer's agent for their review and to see that the work requested was completed. Number four, next, after the inspection is done, the buyer's mortgage company will be sending out an appraiser to your house. They will either do a drive-by exterior appraisal or do a full interior appraisal. If they're doing an interior appraisal, they will be going in your house, going into every room, taking pictures and taking measurements, and they will complete a report and submit it directly to the mortgage company. This will determine the current value of your house. The mortgage company will need to make sure that the current value of the house is equal to or greater than the mortgage amount. If the value is equal to or greater, then you are fine. However, if the appraised amount is less than the mortgage amount, then you have a few choices. Either the buyer pays out of their pocket to cover the difference, or the seller pays out of their pocket to cover the difference, or you both pay out of your pockets. You kind of like meet in the middle, or you renegotiate the contract price to meet the appraisal price, or the buyer has a right to cancel the contract. If the contract is canceled, the buyer can get their deposit back if there is a mortgage contingency clause in the contract. Because without the appraisal, the buyer cannot get a mortgage. All of the New Jersey state contracts have that clause already in them. But some buyers take it out to make their offers more attractive, especially in a seller's market where you have more buyers competing for houses. Okay, step number 5, after the appraisal is done and everything is good, then we wait for the buyer to get their mortgage commitment. Once they get the commitment, that means that they pretty much got the mortgage. Then it goes into an underwriting, and in underwriting, the mortgage company reviews everything from top to bottom with a fine-tooth comb. Once that is complete, the buyer will then get a clear to close. Okay, so now a preliminary HUD or ALTA form will be sent to both buyer and sellers for their review. These are forms that tabulate the closing costs for both buyer and seller. And so you will, as a seller, you will approximately see how much money you will get after the closing, or how much money you will need to bring to the closing. Hopefully you won't have to do that. Also, unless this is a short sale, which is a completely different video series. Number 6, yay! So closing is scheduled. Okay, so make sure everything is moved out and that you don't damage the walls and the structure, etc. Note that the buyer and the agent will probably be doing a final walkthrough earlier in the day to make sure that the house looks the same as when they first came out to see it and during the inspection. Number 7, closing time. Woo! Okay, so usually everyone meets around the table at either the title company or one of the attorney's offices. The buyer will be doing most of the signing of the documents, and you as the seller will be doing some of the signing of the documents. The agents are usually there for moral support and to get the commission check. So you give the buyers the keys and that's it. Your home is sold. Yay! Okay, so you may want to take a picture or a video of this momentous occasion to celebrate the end of this sometimes emotional, sometimes bittersweet, and sometimes relief experience. And those are some quick tips in selling your home. If you have any comments or questions, just hit me up in the comments below. This is Carmen Cotto Rivera, realtor at Villa Home in South Jersey. Love where you live and live where you love.